Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving headfirst into the rapidly shifting landscape of crime, justice, and law enforcement in Nepal. Right now, based on recent reports, the system is basically fighting a massive war on two totally different fronts. On one side, you've got traditional physical street crimes affecting everyday people right in their own neighborhoods. And on the flip side, we're seeing highly sophisticated cyber hacks targeting the literal core of government infrastructure. It's a crazy duality that really defines modern policing, and we're going to break down exactly what's happening out there on the ground and up in the cloud.
So I want you to ask yourself a quick question. How safe is our society and our system really? It's kind of one of those things we don't really stop to think about until a crazy headline catches our eye, right? But as you'll see today, the unseen vulnerabilities in our daily routines and our national digital systems are constantly being tested by criminals looking for an easy exploit. The main takeaway here is to get a much clearer picture of these hidden threats around us, and more importantly, how authorities are actively responding to them.
Here is our roadmap for this explainer. 1. Everyday deceptions. 2. Cybercrime in contracting. 3. Fugitives and major actions. And 4. Corruption inside the police.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, Everyday Deceptions. Crimes going from the streets right to our homes.
Honestly, there is a stunning variety of these everyday scams happening right now. It's not just one type of crime, it's a whole spectrum of opportunistic exploitation. Criminals are actually conducting Reiki, which is basically reconnaissance, by walking into neighborhoods and pretending they're just looking to rent a room, all just to case houses for burglaries. Meanwhile, active gangs are literally roaming Kathmandu, snatching gold chains right off women's necks. Then you've got the classic cons. Fraudsters tricking innocent people by flashing bundles of blank paper, cleverly disguised as stacks of cash, and scammers preying on young folks with totally fake promises of lucrative foreign employment. We're even seeing reports out of Pokhara of local thugs terrorizing the streets and tourists by brandishing fake pistols. It's a constant, highly localized threat environment.
But here's the good news. Law enforcement is absolutely pushing back. Recent major crackdowns have led to the arrest of a gang of 6 individuals who were operating across Kathmandu, Udaipur, and Chitwan, orchestrating that exact paper bundle money scam. On top of that, police have made multiple separate arrests, groups of 3 and 6 individuals who were actively defrauding people under the guise of sending them abroad for work. The pushback against these street-level deceptions is vigorous, and it's ongoing.
Moving on to Section 2, we're shifting from the physical streets to the digital world. Cybercrime and contracting, specifically the e-government procurement hack.
Okay, so what exactly is an e-government procurement hack? Well, it's not someone just stealing cash from a register. This is an organized, highly technical effort to gain unauthorized access to the national contracting portal. Basically, the culprits were breaking into the system to illegally view and actually alter the financial proposals of government contracts before the bids were ever officially opened to the public. This is a massive breach of national trust, letting criminals rig the game to guarantee themselves millions in government contracts.
It's fascinating to see how a sophisticated crime like this unfolds over time. Months ago, hackers gained unauthorized entry into the portal and just laid in wait. Then, literally days before the official bidding opened, they struck. They manipulated the financial proposals and contract details to heavily favor specific construction companies. But in recent days, the Central Investigation Bureau, the CIB, connected all the digital dots and launched a massive, targeted crackdown on the perpetrators involved in this digital heist.
10. That is the magic number right now. 10 high-profile individuals have been arrested so far in this escalating digital scandal. We aren't talking about a couple of rogue hackers. This is a coordinated network of influential people who really thought they could game the entire national system.
So, who exactly are these 10 individuals? Well, the ongoing investigation has pulled in some absolute major players. The CIB arrested prominent construction businessmen, including Hishikesh Goli, as well as Tanka Kumar Seshta, the operator of Bishan Construction. But perhaps most significantly, the dragnet reached right into the political sphere, resulting in the arrest of former Minister Vikram Pandey in Kathmandu. It is abundantly clear that authorities are pulling no punches in this investigation, regardless of someone's profile or political background. Let's transition to Section 3, Fugitives and Major Actions. We're looking at massive sweeps and the ongoing challenges they face. Just take a look at this staggering statistic. 1,400.
Wrap your head around that for a second. That is the number of escaped prisoners and fugitives that the police have managed to track down and arrest in the Sutur province alone. And that's just in the last 9 months. It is an incredible volume of police work that honestly rarely makes the front pages.
To really put that into perspective, let's compare the scale of these operations because the contrast is pretty stark. Alongside those 1,400 arrests in Sutur, we recently saw a highly targeted sweep against drugs by the Tanahun police that netted 27 arrests in a matter of days. However, right next to those massive successes is a glaring, unresolved challenge. There are still 133 prisoners completely unaccounted for following a huge prison break from the Bhimfidi Regional Prison. It perfectly captures that constant push and pull of law enforcement, major victories operating right alongside major, ongoing security gaps.
We also get a clear view of the sheer manpower required for civic enforcement. Just recently, there was a heavy, very tense police deployment at the Manohara River squatter settlements. Bulldozers were literally brought in to clear the area under intense security perimeters. And this wasn't a small deal. It was significant enough that the Inspector General of Police, Dan Bahadur Karki, personally visited the site to oversee the whole operation. During the clearance, leaders of the Sukumbasi Morcha, the Squatters Association, along with several others, were arrested on suspicion of attempting to obstruct the eviction process. It's a really stark reminder of the complex, highly sensitive public order situations the police are required to manage every single day.
Which brings us to our final segment, Section 4, Corruption Inside the Police. Basically, policing the police.
You literally cannot make this stuff up. Consider this jarring reality of institutional corruption. Senior Head Constable Vishnu Thapa Chaitri was formally awarded Outstanding Police Officer by the Koski Police in Posh of 2081 for his supposed excellent work in the crime investigation branch. Yet shortly after getting that award, that exact same outstanding officer was caught red-handed by the Anti-Corruption Commission, the CIAA. He was taking a 50,000 rupee bribe to illicitly settle a drug case. It's a stunning irony, and it absolutely guts public trust.
But it's not all bad news. There are systemic efforts being made to correct the course and boost institutional spirit. For instance, reversing a controversial decision and returning the National Police Academy land to its rightful historic place in Maharajgunj is being hailed internally as a massive morale-boosting step for the entire organization. Small institutional victories really matter for the rank and file.
Still, we're left with this totally fascinating paradox. On one hand, you've got rural outposts like the Letang Police forward-thinkingly adopting advanced drone technology from the sky to help with disaster response and modern crime investigation. They are actively looking to the future. But on the other hand, the very foundation of the institution is repeatedly threatened by the oldest, lowest-tech crime there is, a simple bribe passed right under a desk.
So, that leaves us with one massive, provocative question. As Nepal's law enforcement evolves, as they deploy drones in the sky, sweep the streets, and battle hackers to secure our digital portals, can the system simultaneously ensure the basic, unshakable integrity of the people actually wearing the uniform? Because at the end of the day, technology and massive operations can only go so far if the foundation of trust is cracked. It's an absolutely critical question for the future of justice, and one that affects every single citizen. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Explainer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll see you next time.